Hello children and welcome to the session today. Children, we are going to talk about the most magnanimous thing of all. We are going to talk about our universe. Chapter 18 of your book. In this chapter, we are going to talk about the components of the universe, the measurement of distance of different objects in the universe, the solar system, and how the universe originated. Is it not wonderful to learn about all this? So let's begin by understanding the universe and the components. So basically, whatever you look at, when you look up in the sky, is the universe, including the earth on which you are standing. So the earth and all these bodies, the star, the sun, what are they called? Planets, moons, comets, asteroids, galaxies, they are all known as heavenly bodies. Each of these heavenly bodies have got a different characteristic, a different kind of behavior and a different role in the universe. Now coming to the stars first. So what are stars? Stars are actually balls of hot gases that are constantly burning. Now just like until the time the candle keeps burning, what is going to happen? It is going to keep giving out light. So as long as the star is burning, it is giving us light. So when all these stars, many stars come together, they form a galaxy. And within this galaxy are tiny systems called the solar system, of which our Earth is also a part. And we belong to the Milky Way galaxy. Just like the Milky Way, there are several other galaxies in the universe. Now these stars, as I just told you, they are large hot ball of gases. Which gases? They mainly contain hydrogen gas and helium gas. These two gases continue to react, burn and produce a lot of light. An enormous amount of energy is released. The sun is also a star. Now the sun is the nearest star to the earth. That is the reason the sun appears so huge. There are other stars also, but they're very, very far away. And during daytime, because the light of the sun is so much, it does not allow us to see the other stars. Whereas sometimes on the opposite side, we do see some stars or maybe a hint of our moon. Now let's come to planets. We know that the sun is at the center and around the sun are different orbits. And in these orbits rotate the planets. Now the main difference between the planets and the sun is, number one, planets rotate around the sun. Number two, planets do not have heat or light of their own. They depend on the heat and light of the sun. Now let's understand, how do we calculate the distance in the universe? The distance between the heavenly bodies is very large. So you cannot define it in kilometers. So how do you define it? You define it in the term of light years. So what do you mean by light years? Light years is the distance traveled by light in 1 year at the speed of 3 lakh kilometers per second. And the distance traveled by light in 1 year is also known as astronomical unit. And it is given by 9.5 into 10 raised to the power 12 kilometer. Now children, the brightest star in our sky next to the sun is known as Sirius, or the dog star. It takes about 8.6 years for the light from the star to reach the earth. Let us now learn about the arrangement of stars. So what is the arrangement of stars called? The arrangement of stars in the sky that supposedly form different images is known as constellation. Now, how do you understand these images? Let us watch a video to do the same. Ursa Major or Little Dipper, Bear or Laghu Saptarishi is a constellation of 7 prominent stars which form the shape of a dipper. The pole star is located at the end of the tail of Ursa Minor. Orion or Hunter is a very prominent constellation that is easy to locate in the night sky during winters. It has 7 to 8 bright stars which form the body of a hunter. The 3 middle stars represent the belt of the hunter. The brightest star in the sky, Sirius, lies close to Orion. To locate Sirius, imagine a straight line passing through the middle stars of Orion. Extend this imaginary line towards the east direction that will lead to Sirius. Cassiopeia is another constellation which looks like a distorted letter W or M. So, other than the constellations that we have learnt in the video, there is also a constellation called Scorpius which looks like a scorpion. Now, let's come back to the solar system. So, the solar system is the system with the sun in the center and the planets revolving all around it. How many planets are there? There are 8 planets. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. We all understand that Pluto was once a planet, but now it has been qualified as a dwarf planet and therefore it is not counted in the solar system. Now the Earth takes about 1 year to complete a revolution around the sun. Different planets are at a different distance from the sun. That is why their period of revolution will be different. Let us learn about each of these planets in detail. So, Mercury we know is the closest to the sun. Because it is the closest, it is obviously very hot and the temperature can rise up to 400 degrees Celsius during daytime. And at night, the temperature falls to minus 200 degrees centigrade. The next planet is Venus. Though it is the second planet, but it is the hottest planet of the solar system. Why? Because of presence of carbon dioxide. We all know that carbon dioxide is a gas which contributes to warming up of the planet. Now, it is rich in carbon dioxide and the temperature reaches about 480 degrees Celsius, which is 80 degrees more than Mercury. Coming next to Earth. So, we know till now the Earth is the only planet that has life on it. And what are the features that make it life-giving? Are the ideal distance from the sun. So, it is neither too cold nor too hot. The gravitational pull of the Earth, it helps to keep the atmosphere of the Earth around it, which has life-giving oxygen in it. Then, the presence of carbon dioxide, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen in the atmosphere in the right proportion makes the air very healthy as it is. It is covered with the right amount of water, which is an essential component for life, and the magnetic lines of force around the Earth do not allow the solar flares to enter the Earth's atmosphere. Why? Because these can destroy the atmosphere. Then there is the ozone layer which protects the Earth from the harmful cancer-causing UV radiations. Let's talk about Mars now. So, Mars is the 4th planet. And interestingly, Mars is also called the twin planet of the Earth. Scientists have been continuously performing many searches on the planet for signs of life. Though they understand now that Mars at one point in time did have water. So children, this planet is known as red planet. This is because the surface of the planet contains a great amount of iron that gives it a red color. The temperature ranges between minus 120 degree to 25 degree Celsius. Let's now come to the giant planet of the solar system. which is 1300 times larger than the Earth. It is the Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is a gaseous planet. The gas making up the atmosphere of Jupiter is methane. And because of its large size and massive gravity, the elliptical nature of orbits of other planets near Jupiter remain under the influence of Jupiter's gravity. Coming to Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet after Jupiter, and Saturn is the only planet which has got rings around it. Now, what are these rings that we see here? These are made up of dust and ice. Now, Jupiter and Saturn both can be seen with the help of a telescope. At the later end of the solar system come the planets Uranus and Neptune, which are also gaseous planets, and they are very far away from Earth to be seen by a telescope or naked eye. They have frozen lakes of gaseous substances. Now, children, coming back to the solar system again. So, the sun is at the center of the solar system. Around the sun orbits the Earth, and around the Earth orbits the moon. So, what is the moon? The moon is a natural satellite of the Earth. Our planet Earth is not the only planet that has got a satellite. Many other planets have also got many moons, and all these moons, they revolve around their planets. Now, if you look at a moon very closely, you will see that the surface of the moon has got many craters on it. It has got many craters. That means it has got many depressions on it. Let's understand the phases of the moon. So, you would have realized that whenever you are looking at the moon every day, it feels as if it is changing shapes. It is not really changing shapes. What is happening? There are different phases of the moon. Let us understand the same. The moon completes one revolution around the Earth in 27.3 days, and it also completes one rotation on its axis in the same period of time. Due to its characteristic rotation and revolution, we always see some phase of the moon and the other side is not visible to us. The different phases of the moon as shown in the picture are called new, young, waxing crescent, waxing quarter, waxing gibbous, full, waning gibbous, waning quarter, waning crescent, and old. In addition to the natural satellites, there are also artificial satellites. Now, these artificial satellites have been created and set up in the space for the purpose of communication. So, basically what are they doing? They are telling us about the geography of our planet. They are talking about the climate of the planet, the weather phenomena, whether a cyclone is approaching or a typhoon is approaching or a tornado is approaching. They also tell us about the activity in the space. Why is it important to know the activity in space? In case there is a meteor trying to strike the Earth, so who will keep an eye on it? These artificial satellites. And of course, we know that our mobile phones, the internet, all of these are connected to satellites. Children, there are also other heavenly bodies in the universe, which we will understand with the help of this video. The large astronomical gap between Jupiter and Mars is occupied by a large number of celestial objects. These objects are classified as meteors, comets, and asteroids. These are irregular heavenly rocks and metals that revolve around the sun. A small body of ice and dust that moves around the sun in an elongated orbit is called a comet. As a comet approaches the sun, it heats up and leaves behind a stream of hot glowing gases and dust particles called the tail of the comet. The tail of a comet always points away from the sun. Some small rocky irregular heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun are called meteoroids. When meteoroids come very close to the Earth's gravity pulls them. As they enter the Earth's atmosphere, they get heated due to friction with the air and burn to produce heat and light. A very interesting theory known as the Big Bang theory tells us how the universe originated. So it is believed that there was this tiny gas cloud which kept on heating up, which kept on building up pressure inside it, and suddenly it just blew out. And when it blew out, by a process which is known as the Big Bang, it gave rise to many galaxies, many solar systems. So this is the concept of origin of universe. Many stars, as we all have discussed, have planetary systems of their own. So although we know now that Earth is the only planet with life on it, we have no idea if there are many other planets like the Earth. So in this chapter, children, you have learned so much about the universe. You have learned how the different components of the universe work together. So I hope you are now ready to attempt the questions at the back. Thank you.